It's Tezlyn Figaro with Revolt News, and I have here with me attorney Sue Ann Robinson from the Ben Crump Law Firm. Now, Sue, we have heard so much about the LA wildfires. A lot of folks want to know what happened, what can be done, whose fault is it, a lot of finger pointing. Tell us what you guys are working on at the Ben Crump Law Firm.
Currently, we're working on wrongful death lawsuits for residents, people who resided in Altadena. It's a small, very close-knit minority community. And essentially, the lawsuit that we filed alleges that Southern California Edison failed to essentially disable the utilities, even though they were instructed that wildfires were possible and that the winds were very high. And in the lawsuit, we also allege that there's actual footage of one of the Southern California Edison transmission lines actually sparking, catching fire in Altadena, and that's what initially started the fires there that led to 17 deaths.
Just so we can break it down in real simple terms, are you saying that if the power was cut off, it would have prevented the fire?
Right. The issue is that community and a lot of communities around there have historically had issues with fire preparedness. But part of fire preparedness is if what was happening in the Palisades and surrounding areas is occurring, the duty is on the power company to shut off utilities, because the spark from the transmission boxes can cause the process to accelerate and cause additional fires. And so they were given that warning to do so, and they never did so in Altadena.
Now, on social media, Sue, we saw a gentleman who was in tears. It was viral last week. He was saying that he was waiting on you guys to come to help. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
The town hall with the residents, again, a very emotional town hall, because these people have worked their entire lives and their homes are essentially their wealth. And they have lost everything, complete devastation. Their homes, all their clothes, everything, all their possessions, all their memories, all their photos, ID, everything is gone. And so it's just a very emotional time. But I think for them to see that Attorney Crump is on the scene, cares, and is there to support them at this time, and we are all there as a team to investigate, to find out what happened and how those people who caused this incident can be held accountable. There was some small comfort in that.
Now, the other communities that were part of the LA fire, you're saying the distinction between Altadena is they were warned and they could have prevented those residents. I just want to make sure I'm understanding that.
If the utilities were cut off at the time, the transmission boxes wouldn't have been able to spark.
In Altadena, tell me a little bit about that community. I know you mentioned it is majority minority, but what is the income or the residents overall on their ability to recover without this lawsuit?
I think it would be very difficult, and I think that we have to look at the historical values of the homes. They are working class families, but over time, obviously, as we all know, the best investment is real estate, and so it has appreciated over time. So some of these people bought their homes in the 60s and the 70s, and the homes have been in their families for generations. This is what they have to pass on. This is their family wealth, their legacy. And so that increase or appreciation is the issue, the gap that is not going to be covered by insurance. So hypothetically speaking, they bought their home in the 70s for $300,000, and now after putting all their time and effort and sweat equity into their home over time for 50, 60 years, their home is worth $1 million now. But they're only going to be able to recover a certain amount. They're not going to get up to what their full value of their home is currently.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. I have not seen Altadena a lot in the media. I have seen a lot of, the celebrities covered and their loss. And I do want to thank you, Attorney Robinson, for taking out the time to be able to highlight individuals who normally do not get the press or do not get the attention, or their voices are not heard. Is there anything that you need from the public as far as keeping an eye on this, or anything that you may need if they want to support these efforts in any way?
These are marginalized communities, and as we know, because they're in a marginalized community, they're going to feel the effects the worst. And so we just ask that we keep Altadena in the media, keep them lifted up. They're also, the residents are asking for federal aid right now, so hopefully they'll be able to get some more assistance in the immediate time while the lawsuits are progressing.
Well, thank you so much. You always have a space here, as you know, so please keep us updated on this case and many other cases at the Ben Crump Law Firm, so that we can do our part to make sure that the message gets out.
Thank you.